Hello, welcome back. So in this lecture, we're going to see how to handle keyboard and mouse event in Selenium. So handling keyboard and mouse event are done using advanced user interaction API in Selenium. And this API comes with a Selenium library. So it contains, there is an action class. So in this API, there is an action class. So other hand, we can see that action class comes with a Selenium library. So we don't have to do anything, to have this action class. It is already, by default comes with the Selenium library. So in this action class, it has a lots of method that can help us to do or handle any keyboard or mouse event that we want to do or create in some script. As an example, inside the action class, you can find a method is called click and hold. So click and hold, you can easily understand by the name, like sometimes if you need to click longer than like as usual and hold and then release, that time you can use and click and hold. So it is a mouse activities. Then right click. So right click, the method is context click. So this method will help us to right click on any element. Double click. So double click, the method name is double click, will help us to do a double click on an element or object. Drag and drop. So drag and drop, this method will help us to drag any object from one place to another location. So that's why in this method, there is a two parameter that you have to pass. The path directory or source path of locator for the source element that you want to drag, and also the locator for the targeted element that where you want to drop that element. Drag and drop by source x offset and y offset. So this is the another alternate method of drag and drop. You can use x path, x-axis and y-axis for source and the target. Okay, and there is another one. It's called key dot down. So key dot down, it means like it's perform a modifier key press. So does not release that modify key. So it means sometimes you need to press and hold any key, like could be your alter key, could be shift key, could be control. So any key we need to hold it down in our keyboard. We can use key dot down, and then we can pass the the key name, whatever you want. Then key and up, it's a reverse of the key dot down method. Then another very famous method is called move to element. So move to element, it means if you want to move our mouse to a specific element, you can say the moves the mouse to the middle of the element. Okay, so inside this method we have to pass like two element, the element, the address where you want to move your mouse. Okay, it's like hover, sometimes you have to hover. So to do the hover, you can use the move to element, or before, like if you need to click on the element, that time we can use the move to element method too. And apart from those method, in this exercise we're going to use two more keyboard method using like the keys arrow down. So we have a key in our keyboard which is the arrow down, also arrow up or hit enter. So using or if you need to use any one of them, arrow down, up or enter, that time we can use send keys method. So send keys method also use to declare any arrow down key or arrow up or hit enter. So we'll see. Okay, so let's see the exercise, what exactly we're going to do. So here, this is the exercise. Here, what are you going to do? So we'll first of all, hover our mouse to chords button. You can see there's a chords tab on the top. So we'll hover it. So if you see, if I hover it, it shows some, the burger menus. So this is the first exercise, hovering our mouse to a chords element, the chords element. That's the number one exercise. Number two, we're going to hit enter. We're going to enter in search box, and then we'll hold the shift button. If you hold the shift button, then we'll type Selenium. So it will type in uppercase. You will convert uppercase, because if you hold the shift button, the shift key, and then we'll type Selenium, it should convert it to uppercase, and then we'll double click up here. So here is a so holding the shift key in a keyboard, that's a keyboard event, and double click, it's a the key, the mouse event. And after that, we'll right click on free course on YouTube. So right click on YouTube. So this is the right click it mouse event. And then from here, we'll hit enter. We'll select the open link in new tab. So we'll select this one, then we'll click on there. So it should open another tab, another new window tab for our YouTube channel. Okay, so that's the exercise. So first, hover on course, then second, hold the shift key, type Selenium, and double click after that, and then right click on YouTube, and then select the link to open a new tab. Okay, so that's the exercise. So let's minimize this one. I'm going to minimize, and then let's open our Eclipse. I'm going to create a class, new, then create a class. I'll give a name, and let's see this keyboard, select keyboard, and then underscore say mouse test or exercise. Okay, and then public static void main, and I'm going to just copy the same command line. Okay, here, and over here the page is not the automation lab, not this one. Yeah, you can use this one or our home page. It's any one of them. Let's use the home page. So this is the URL. So this is the URL. Okay, this is the URL, and after that, maximize the window. It's better to use always maximize the window before here, the before. Let's put it here. It should be here. And then after that, let's spy. Let's spy. So first thing first, we're going to hover our mouse to course, right? So let's inspect and spy this. So this is the HTML code related for the course, right? So you can use, whether you can use over here, like there is a tag, or you can use from here. It's up to you how you're going to use the locator. So I'm going to use XPath. Let's see this relative XPath. Copy this, and then paste it here. Make sure this is the right. Okay, it's selected this course, so that's good. Okay, minimize this. Let's go to here. So I will say driver dot find element by dot XPath, and this is the XPath. Okay, it's a little bit long XPath. That's okay. Okay, so this is the XPath, and then I will put this locator in a driver, in a variable. So variable names, I will say courses, and then it is the return type should be web element. Okay, over mouse, input the package. So courses variable have the knowledge about the locator for the courses button, right? Now, how am I going to do the hover? To do this, I'm going to create an before that, let's let's now the first things we're going to hover mouse to courses. Okay, so this is the hover mouse to courses. This is our exercise. So this is the locator, that's why. So before that, I'm going to create an object of our actions class. So actions is a class, as we have seen earlier of this lecture. So to perform any activities in a keyboard or mouse, we're going to use the actions class. They have a lots of method, like move to element, there is a double click, context, so like this. So that's why we're going to create an object of an action class, so that we can call number of methods relevant with the keyboard or mouse. So let's create an object or action class. So new actions, and then puts in a variable this like a, and the return type would be actions, right? So hover your mouse, import the package related with actions. So still there is an error. Hover mouse, it says add argument to match actions. So instead it means it's asking to pass you an argument inside this actions over here. So what would be the argument? It's saying that, and if you it's looking for an argument for the web driver. It means who's going to perform all the method, our driver, right? The driver is going to do all the job. So pass the driver over here. Okay, now let's come over here. So if I use the object reference of actions class, which is a dot, you will find lots of method. You see, click, click and hold, and then you can context click. We know this context click, it's a right click, and then you can see double click. All those methods are relevant that can be used for keyboard and mouse. Okay, so I'm going to use right now a, and then a, let's move to element. You will find move to element method, and then you have to pass a wave element target. So it means move to element method, it means you are going to move your mouse to a element, right? So that's what we need. The first thing, so all we have to hover our mouse to a course button. So we're going to move our mouse to a course button. So that's what we're going to use, move to element, and it's it's expect a locator, the element. What's the move to element? Where the element, the element, what element? It's a course, and this is the course variable. I pass it over here. Okay, move to element. And one thing also, remember, when you are going to use any method from the actions class, after we perform the action, like call the method, then whatever you need to do, and at the end we have to call two more method, which is called build dot perform. Build dot perform isn't, so this is only the exception that you have to use at the end of your statement, build and perform method, when you are going to use any method from the actions class. Build, it means it will build a script. This is script. It will build method, will build the script, and then perform, it's like it will execute. After the build, this script will be executed by the perform method. That's why we have to add this build and perform at the end of your statement from any method, when you're going to use any method from the actions class. Okay, so this is done. Hover mouse to course, that should be done. Number 2, what's a number 2? So number 2 is we have to, this is the number 2, click on search and type Selenium. But before we type, we have to hold shift key and double, and after that we're going to use a double click. So click on search, right? So let's go and search. So here is the search. So we have to click on search, right? Click on search and then type Selenium. So before we type over here, we have to click on search. So let's spy the search button, search field. Okay, here we can use type is search. So this is the HTML code, right? We can use class, even we can use placeholder. Let's see if we use from here, from our selectors hub, let's use selector CSS. This time we can use CSS selectors. How about CSS selectors? Okay, copy this one and paste it here. Always better to use that the locator that you are going to use, how many element it shows, and also is that showing the right locator or the element. So it looks like it's selecting one element. Okay, that's fine. So we're good. So we're going to say first driver.find element by, let's use CSS selectors. This is the value of the CSS selectors. Okay, CSS selectors, and then let's put this one. So this is the locator for the search. That's a search box, right? So let's put this one in a variable. It's called search, and then return type would be web element, right? Let's put the web element. Okay, so this is the search. Now we're going to use the first. Now what you're going to do, we're going to click over here, and then we'll hold the shift button, then we'll type Selenium. Okay, so to click over here, first we have to move our mouse to over here in this search, then click. So to move your mouse to any element, we can use again same a dot move to element. So this is move to element. So we're saying that move to element where? Move to element in this search element, in this element. Okay, so it will be moved up there, and then we have to click. So click, so it will be click on the search box, and after that, we're saying that we have to hold the shift and then type Selenium. So to hold the shift we have to use a method is called key down. Key, you can say key down. So key down and then web element target. Key down this one. Okay, key down, and then inside the key down you can use pass keys dot shift. You can see any key from the keyboard you can select, like arrow down, shift left, shift up. If we just type over here shift sh, so it will show you shift. Okay, shift. So key down method, it has allow you to hold any key. So what key you have to pass, what key you want to hold, you have to pass as a parameter. So which is the keys dot shift. So it will hold it down, the shift key, and after that we have to type. What do we want to type? Selenium, right? So to type a Selenium, anything in a search field, in a text field, you have to type. So to type anything, we have to call the send keys method. And what do you want to type? We want to type Selenium, right? Selenium. Okay, so and after that, what do you want to do? We want to double click in Selenium string. So call the double click method. So this is the double click method. So all of our action been confirmed. So this is all of our action, right, in this element. And after that, so when your statement is done or all the action is done, at the end we have to call the build dot perform method, right? Because we're using move to element method from the actions class, right? Okay, that should be, I think, pretty good, right? Let me save it and then let's run and see how it works, just to verify. Did you see? Here we go. It was a very quick on course. Then here is, you can see Selenium has been uppercase typed and convert to uppercase because it hold the shift button and then it's a double click. So that's why it's highlighting. Looks good. Okay. So let's go the next one. So next one would be we're going to right click. Okay, so here we're going to the last exercise. Right click on, not the LinkedIn profile, I would say let's put in YouTube. Right click on YouTube and then select the open link in a new tab. Okay, so it means if I go here, so here on a free course on YouTube, on this link, right click and then select this open link in a new tab. This is the select, like it's a highlighting, and then click on there or hit enter, or hit enter or click, hit enter, so it will be selected, so it will be open another tab, our YouTube channel, like this. Okay, so before we right click, we have to move our element, move our mouse to this locator. So let me find this locator, inspect this first. So this is the HTML code. Okay, it has a text, so we can use, let's use the link text or partial link text. So you can use any one of them using this text, because if you have a URL attached with the text, you can use link text or partial link text. Okay, let me use this one. So first we're going to say driver dot find element, driver dot find element by dot, let's use let's use link text. Okay, by link text. You can use, up to you, you can use XPath, whatever you want, but I'm trying to use all different locators so that we can get used to. So when you use a link text, you can put the text, the full text. You can use partial link text if you feel like this is a little bit longer, the text, then you can use probably only the YouTube one. Okay, so I'm using a link text, that's fine. And then let's put this one in a variable. I would say YouTube, and then return type would be web element, right? Good. Now we're going to use again call a dot from using object reference of action class A and move to element method. Let's use move to element method. Move to element, it means move the mouse to where? On YouTube, on this locator. So here is already YouTube over here, and after that, what do you want to do? We want to double click on this YouTube that element, right? To right click, to do a perform right click on an element. The method, it's called context elements. So CON context, you can see context click method will do the right click where? In this YouTube text, YouTube link. So after the right click, what do you want to do? Here is a little bit tricky. After right click, I have to select the first option. So to select the first option, you can see the highlighting. When you select, it means highlight the first, and this is the selecting second one. To select the first option, you can use our keyboard. You can use like a mouse, as well as we can use keyboard. On our keyboard, we have a arrow key down. So yeah, I'm using right now our arrow key down in our keyboard. So it's now highlighting open link in a new tab. If I put another tab on the arrow key, it's selecting the next one. So here is a up. So we can use the arrow key down in our keyboard to select the options, right? So to use arrow key down here, to use any arrow key down or up, we can use again send keys. So send keys method, here is the interesting part. The send keys method is not only used to type, but also it's also used to declare, to call, use to call arrow keys that we have in our keyboard, the down arrow or up arrow, right? So here is the send keys. So inside the send keys, we'll use parameter keys. You can see it shows all the parameter keys. So here is the keys dot, keys dot, you can see it shows all the parameter keys. So here is the keys dot, keys dot, you can see it shows all the parameter keys. So here is the keys dot, keys dot, you can see it shows all the parameter keys. So here is the keys dot, keys dot, you can see it shows all the parameter keys. So here is the keys dot, keys dot, you can see it shows all the parameter keys. So here is the keys dot, keys dot, you can see it shows all the parameter keys. So here is the keys dot, keys dot, you can see it shows all the parameter keys. So here is the keys dot, keys dot, you can see it shows all the parameter keys. So here is the keys dot, keys dot, you can see it shows all the parameter keys. So here is the keys dot, keys dot, you can see it shows all the parameter keys. So here is the keys dot, keys dot, you can see it shows all the parameter keys. So here is the keys dot, keys dot, you can see it shows all the parameter keys. So here is the keys dot, keys dot, you can see it shows all the parameter keys. the different type of keys that you can use. So arrow down, you can see arrow down, arrow underscore down, right? So arrow underscore down. So this will do the one time arrow down. So that's what we need. In our over here, right click, and that's the first option is open link in a new tab. So all we need to just one time press the arrow key down. Here we go. So this will do the one time job. This will do the one time job. So it will be select the first option, link to open a new tab. After that, to activate, to click up there, we can use hit enter also, enter key in our keyboard. So again, we can use send keys method, then keys dot enter. You can see enter. So enter will apply this enter on our keyboard. This action will apply where after we it's selected the first option through the arrow key down, and before that there will be right click, and then all this action will be applied where in the YouTube locator. Okay, and then when all the action is done, we have to call build dot build dot perform. Okay, perform. That should work. Okay, something is missing over it too. Hit enter. Looks like so you can see there's something, there's an error over here, I believe. Oh, I put extra A over here. Okay, save it and then run it. It did. You can see it's after it did all the action, everything. That's why it's open our YouTube tab. Okay, so if you close this, so it went there, you can see there's the Selenium, and then it was very quick. It did the right click, then went to the open, select the open link in new tab, and then it did a click. So it worked. Okay, if you want to see a little bit slowly, you can put some over here, probably like thread.slip, so you will able to see it. Okay, so try to do this. Okay, so nothing else. So that's all, the exercise, how we can perform different events through the keyboard and the mouse. Thank you.